Good morning from my GoPro on this beautiful morning of July 11th, Friday, July 11th. I'm gonna try filming with my new GoPro. It is gonna take some adjusting. Already I'm like, what the hell is this camera angle? I don't know what's happening. But we'll see if I like it, if I keep doing it, or I'll go back to my old little 2009 camcorder. Might be more of what happens. I shot like a short thing on this that I tried to edit because GoPro has like this app on your phone that you can like edit the videos. But it was so funny. I think it's like an AI automatically edits it or something like that, because it like tried to make like this very still, not very exciting clip into like this like action shot with like audio and editing and cuts and stuff like that, which is very funny to me. I'm sure people sincerely love it, but to me it was like so cringy. But maybe I'll put in right here like an example of what I mean of the app's AI like automatically editing, so you see what I'm talking about. If I like it, if I keep doing it, or I'll go not very exciting like that, which is very funny to me. What about oiling hair? I think it's like a lot of stuff I want to do today. I think it's gonna be a good day. I'm gonna oil my hair again. I don't know what about oiling hair. I think it's like a Pavlovian thing that I've now connected oiling my hair to like turning on a camera. But I'm gonna do that. And I have a lot of fun stuff I want to do today. I think it's gonna be a good day. I feel good today, and I pulled the Queen of Pentacles, which means it's gonna be a good day because that's my card. Capricorn lady. So this GoPro has a time-lapse feature that I've been wanting to try out. So I have this big pile of clothes that I just need to put away. So I thought maybe if I that would be like a time-lapse thing I could do, is like put them away while the time-lapse is going. And I'm interested to see what it looks like. So I'm gonna do that now.
Center. Let's shift gears now onto all fours. If you want to use the blanket or a towel for a little padding for the knees, listen to yourself. And we'll come into tabletop position. From your tabletop, right away, we're going to drop the belly forward, cowgirl. Round through the spine, chin to chest for cat.
So I just finished reading week 9 of The Artist's Way. I've done this a few times. I'm redoing it, very on and off redoing it, which is okay. Compassion, which is okay. The big point of this chapter really stuck with me because I feel like it's describing blocks and snags that I've been dealing with recently. So her reassurances and advice are really hitting hard right now. They feel really good and something I needed to hear and read. So a lot of what she talks about is how these creative blocks that prevent us from doing the things we love are out of fear. And it doesn't really matter where that fear is coming from. Just calling it fear is really important. Like, it's not laziness, it's not procrastination, there's nothing wrong with you. It's fear. And rather than moving through that fear through shame and guilt and being really hard on yourself and putting yourself down, she literally says here, there's only one cure for fear. The cure is love. Use love for your artist to cure its fear. another point that she makes is like we often block ourselves just from like the pressure of like everything needs to be perfect, this perfectionism. Maybe it's not even perfectionism, maybe it's literally just like, again, it's fear. But she tells us the need to be a great artist makes it hard to be an artist. The need to produce a great work of art makes it hard to produce any art at all. And I found that very much true for me, even though it's hard to admit of like, I don't like to think of myself that way as like a perfectionist or like this really, high strung person about my creativity, but I am. And rather than being mad at myself, I accept it. And that's the only way to let it go, is like moving through it and being like, yeah, I do take it extremely personally. Specifically, like with my writing, I take it so personally. And so accepting it is the way to move through it. The other part she talks about that I actually like, I think I need to sit on this part a little more of, is just how she describes like discipline and like moving through your life artistically with this idea that discipline and a militaristic sort of like, I wake up at 6 a.m., I write, I do this. She says that is not going to help you in the long run. She calls it a battery. It's effective, but it'll very quickly run out. And what she instead advocates for is enthusiasm being the driving force of our creative work. Enthusiasm, which she describes over an extended period of time, being an artist requires enthusiasm more than discipline. Enthusiasm is not an emotional state. It is a spiritual commitment, a loving surrender to our creative process, a loving recognition of all the creativity around us. So she describes enthusiasm as sort of like this childlike wonder about creating and not holding yourself to any sort of like rigorous schedule or anything like that, which for me as a Capricorn who, I mean, to bring the astrology in and out of it, whatever you want, but all I'll say is something that is very big in Capricorns, which I personally feel, but maybe I need to strip myself of this idea that like, because it's my astrological sign, that somehow makes me like unable to untie from this. But I really embody in every aspect of my life, in my creativity, in my wellness, in my work, of like building blocks. And like, I really value the journey of like putting one thing on top of the other in order to build the thing. Like literally building blocks, like stacking things on top of each other. I don't think she's necessarily, to give her credit, I don't think she's against that. I think what she's specifically against is like this productivity mindset, this grind set, this like militaristic discipline of like, which is rooted in shame, which is rooted in like, oh my gosh, if one day I don't wake up at 6 a.m. and do my 3-hour morning routine, like I'm a failure. And how I think that is specifically what she's more against than she is like routine. I don't think she's necessarily saying she's against like routine, but like she's saying the routine is supposed to be fun. And like, that's what'll make it stick, is if it's fun, if it's something you want to return to. That's the only way to make it stick, which I guess I agree with. I don't know. I'm less keen on that argument. But the creative U-turn section was, I mean, that part was really hard pill to swallow, frankly, but it's true. It's like, she describes creative U-turns as those moments of like, right, maybe you just did a big project, maybe you're about to finish a big project. It's like it's almost like you're at the peak of these mountains and you turn around. And she's so strongly trying to say here, like, it's okay. Like, it's okay if that happens. It will happen. I mean, she literally says, like, all careers have these U-turns. Like, I think we as artists will, like, be like, oh, we're the only ones who've ever felt this thing. But, like, every person in every walk of life has had these moments in their careers, these moments in their lives of slamming the brakes and turning around because, again, of this fear. She's really strongly like, rather than a complete U-turn, the key to keep going is like get creative with it and have a failure and then maybe reroute. Maybe it's not doing the same thing over and over that isn't working. Maybe it's trying something new. Maybe it's trying something old. Maybe it's talking to people. Maybe it's exploring new ways to think about something, less end product focused and more like process focused, which I definitely am super much trying to embody, the like trust the process thing. And something in my life that very much right now is a trust the process thing is like my yoga journey, because I've had this sort of goal and this dream of like doing yoga inversions by the end of the year, which maybe I will. Like, that's still a goal of mine, but I think I'm really much like, it's not, this is so cliche, but it really isn't about that like final step. It's like every day showing up on my mat and doing something, doing some form of yoga and movement is what is going to add up to become the thing. I'm not going to just like wake up and do a headstand. I'm going to every day show up and eventually I'll do a headstand. And that's not something to dread. That's something to love. And I do feel like yoga, I am reaching a place of I don't need to drag myself to the mat anymore. I like love it and I love doing it. And it's really, really easy for me to, I mean, not really easy. There's obviously always days you don't want to do something. It's getting easier for me to not have such an ego about it of like, oh, I can't do it like, just do it, girl. Like, just fucking do it. And I'm really hoping I get to that place with writing, because I'm so hot and cold with writing. Right now I'm very cold, but that's okay. And like, I don't know, these exercises were really nice, and I'll just end with like some affirmations I wrote, like reflecting on this chapter and like things I'm thinking about through like these tasks and what she wants us to think about, like specifically the creative U-turns idea. I forgive myself for my creative U-turns. I process these moments fully and honestly as fear. I am not guilty or lazy or a procrastinator. The cure for fear is love. I am capable of surviving creative failures. I let go of the shame of past mistakes or failures and actively move forward. Period. And in my cute ass Moomin notebook, bitch. Okay, so yeah, that was week 9. Only have a few more weeks to go. I just always get so much out of this book. I know self-helpy kind of shit isn't for everybody, but I think I think everyone should give it a chance. I don't think you should just write something off because you think you won't like it. And as she actually says, sometimes those things that you're very adamantly resisting are the things you frankly probably need, because you're like, why are you avoiding it? You know, like, that's the idea. Ooh, what are you making?
Making ribs.
You're making ribs?
Yeah.
You're smoking?
Smoking these meats.
I just finished a project that took me way too long because I kept putting it off. But it is this little Tamagotchi keychain that I cross-stitched. So I stitched both sides of it, and then I stitched them together kind of messily, frankly, because I just wanted to get it done. So I did kind of butcher it a little bit, but that's okay because it's still really cute, and it's a little keychain. So I don't know what to do with it yet, but I'm very proud of myself for finally finishing it. Okay, it's late afternoon now. I think Evan and I are gonna go on just a little stroll around our neighborhood. I read some of my book, which was really nice. It's a cute little cozy witch book. It's really nice. Evan's still working on his smoking. And I realized I didn't show my herbs here. So here's a look at my herbs. This is the basil. It's doing good. I can honestly probably harvest some leaves and cook something with that. This is the oregano that I thought was mint, but it's oregano. And this is the mint my mom gave me. So the mint is a little sparse because I've used a lot of it for mojitos, but hopefully they get a little fuller. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Amber alert. What is that? Statewide intermittent 911 outage. Uh-oh, that is not good.
Oh, okay.
So, if you have an emergency, fuck you. Just kidding. I hope that's okay. I didn't know I mean, it's a good thing they alert everybody about that. Yeah. Pennsylvania is experiencing a statewide intermittent 911 outage. Individuals experience issues contacting 911 are asked to contact their local 911 center on the non-emergency lines. Yeah, you know, that number that everybody knows and will remember when there's an emergency.